How's it going,
Go.
everybody? This is episode 8 of Off the Perc podcast. It's me, Alstrad, and I'm here with my co-host, 32 Dan.
Hi.
And today we have 32 Michael, Mikelreza, Mikelreza.
Don't call me 32 Michael.
32
Don't call me
Michael.
that. That's my dead name. Please don't call me that.
All right.
How are you doing today, Mikey?
I'm doing pretty good. I've just been chilling at home. I'm just playing CK3 right now.
Okay, wait.
Kind of got my.
I want the guests to start introducing themselves, Mikey. Who are you to EarthMC? What do you want people to know about
Okay.
yourself to the world?
Sure. Let me think. Well, I'm not really that relevant to EarthMC. I am a Savi in Venice. I'm the mayor of Smile, which is in Ukraine. So kind of, I guess I'm a big deal in Ukraine to my two other people who are there. I used to be in France.
On
I was
Terra Nova,
kind of a
right?
big deal there. What's up?
On Terra Nova, France. You have to
Terra Nova,
specify
sorry, yes. On Terra Nova, I was in France. Not really. I don't really have anything notable. I've never been the leader of any big nation or anything like that. I'm just I just like to play a little bit, just like to hang out, you know. So,
Okay.
And we love you for that.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely love me for that. You definitely don't make fun of me for that at all. Thank you.
Why do we make fun of you?
But
I've never been the leader of a big
Yes,
nation.
yeah,
I
but
do-
that's true. Well, you've been in towns though. You've helped the TRE out. You've done things. I'm
You help me out.
I don't know. This summer,
Okay, well,
I'm doing shit this summer.
to get us started, Mikey, are you a freak?
Am I a freak? Not exactly.
Oh, so kind of.
Kind of a little bit. I guess maybe a little bit. The thing about getting freaky is it's like if somebody finds out that you're a freak, that's kind of a problem.
I guess
Why is it a problem?
that's true.
Because you kind of get that you get your reputation could be damaged by that.
You get a freaky
and
vibe associated to your name.
You get a freaky vibe. People don't trust you as much. Here's the thing. My number one fear is that somebody who I'm friends with finds out that I've been weird with someone, because it's they kind of look at you in a different way, different light, and it's I don't like that. I like for people to assume that I'm kind of just this if anything, I like people to assume that I'm a virgin. I don't I'm just this normal guy, and
Gotcha.
I don't do anything and all that.
We didn't say
Who
anything
do you
about
think?
that.
Sorry, who do you think the freakiest player in EarthMC is?
Freakiest player on EarthMC. John Erico Jr. That guy. If anybody listening knows who he is, I doubt it because he was so long ago. But I've heard that guy had a 5 on the Rice Purity test, right? So that guy is definitely all-time freakiest person on EarthMC.
I gotta agree with that.
Good input.
And
always
probably,
good one.
honestly, I think Yellow Victini would also be the freakiest. Even if he didn't do anything, he definitely thought a lot of things.
Wait,
Let's put it that way.
Oh, he been
Yellow
thinking
Victini.
hard. Facts.
Oh.
That's facts. All right.
Shit.
Okay, next question. I'll do this one. So, I see. Okay, well, I'll ask it and then you can discuss it with all Jad. So, what are your thoughts on trans people and how do you feel about trans people and the way J. Cole kind of came at them with that recent diss?
I'm pausing the CK2 game. Hold up. I gotta get into this.
Oh my God, Mikey!
It's your game, Mikey.
This is off the Perc.
You're doing a podcast. What are you talking about? Oh,
I thought you were aware of that. I've been playing this game. Okay.
We are, don't draw attention to it.
Okay. Okay. I paused it. All right. Ask me the question.
What are your thoughts on trans people? And then the J. Cole diss. He used trans people kind of in a derogatory way to diss someone in a rap bar. How do you feel about all that?
First of all, I think that's messed up. So, okay, let me just say this. I respect trans people. I respect them to the highest degree that you can respect people that here's the thing. I feel sometimes with LGBTQ and, respecting, gay people, trans people, all that, people kind of take it to maybe a little bit too far where they just sort of are oh, all trans people are good. No, trans people are just people, right? They deserve to be treated the exact same way as everyone else. So if they're an asshole, don't be their friend, right? They're still an asshole.
Right.
This probably doesn't
I
make much sense
absolutely
right
agree
now,
with
but
you.
Right.
Thank
Don't
you.
baby them because they're
So
their
it's
own people. Right.
Exactly. Bro, that's another thing. Don't baby them. Don't treat them as because if you're out here being like, oh, you're so oppressed, like I'm your hero, you know, I'm like protecting you. It's like you're also like that's still a little like you're basically treating them as lesser, which is the same thing that transphobic people do. So you're acting in like the same manner. So just treat them like people, right? So with J. Cole,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I think
read
what he
off the
did.
J. Cole bar, and just so you have
Okay, go ahead, go
context.
ahead. Right,
Is
okay.
you a demon, or is that the demeanor for the gram? Tell us. They plead the fifth. I'm seeing hints of a trans fella. In cancel culture's vicinity, he's no killer, trust me. Beneath his chosen identity, there's still a pussy, period.
Yeah, so that line, for anyone who doesn't understand what that means, basically he's calling someone, he's saying that trans people don't like they're not real, like like trans women aren't
He did
real
not
women, or
say
no, trans
that.
men aren't real men. That's basically
Yeah,
what he says.
yeah.
That's what he's
He's
implying.
saying
That's
beneath
what he's
his
implying.
chosen identity, so let's say my chosen identity is a man, there's still a pussy, which applies to a lot of trans men.
You're retarded.
That's not.
Literally,
He's not.
yes, but like he's still dogging on trans people. Basically,
Yeah,
he's like
Is he?
because he's calling them. He is. He's still like. That's how it comes off as, I think,
yeah.
in my opinion.
Mike is right. He's just saying like you're not a real whatever.
No,
Yeah,
he's not saying
you're
He's
not a
saying
real
beneath your
gangster,
chosen
you're not a
identity,
real woman, you're not a real man.
there's still a pussy. He's not saying you're not he's not saying your identity isn't real. He's
I
saying
understand. I like get your argument, but like that's just like here's the thing that I tell a lot of people. So I have a lot of friends who will like they'll make like all like tons of racist jokes and all that, and then I'll call them out, and I don't really care that much because they're just making it to me and it doesn't affect me. But it's like I'll still call them out as like just going along with it. But like then they'll be like, no, it's not racist because like is it wrong to say I will never date a black girl, right? And I'm like, yeah, you could have a preference, but like, or no, here's an example. So I have a friend who was like, would it be okay if I wore a shirt that says White Lives Matter? And I was like, it's a little iffy. But he was like, what? How's that iffy? Like, I'm just saying White Lives Matter. But it's like, you live in, like, we live in a society, okay? Like, we live in a world with context that has history, that
Right.
has, like,
I agree with you
I don't
on
know how to
that
explain it.
point. But this is like someone saying, is it okay to say that a large majority of trans men have not done gender reassignment surgery? Because that's what J. Cole is
But
saying.
what's the point? The only point to bring that up is to offend them.
Well, he's not trying to offend
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
He's making a simile. He's comparing.
Similes can be offensive. Making a
I'm
simile
not.
doesn't
I'm
make something not
saying
offensive.
he's not. This simile isn't offensive to trans people as much as it is comparing a trans person trying to change their
That's
identity.
like saying he's basically saying like you throw like a girl, like that's what's offensive to girls. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. No, I
No,
agree with
because
that.
he's saying that a trans
like what he's
person.
saying, it's not like evil. Like, what he said wasn't like evil. Like he's not saying like trans people are like the devil and you're also the devil, right? But it's like it's still what he's saying is still like messed up, right?
He's
like
saying
he's
just like
still
you
using them
transition
as like
into a gangster, some people transition from a woman to a man, but you're always
he's
once a man.
not
before.
a real gangster, ergo they're not a real man. And that's transphobic.
They're saying that you still have a pussy, which is not wrong for a lot of trans
but
men.
He's not saying that in like a harmless way. He's using it as an insult. Like this is the thing with the simile, right? It's like it's a comparison, and you're saying like the point of the simile isn't even
it's
to
an
say
insult to be a pussy, like you're a coward pussy. But comparing it to the organ, I wouldn't call it an insult to say, oh yeah, you still have one.
yeah, but
Well,
it is like he's using it to insult gangsters or insult
Yeah,
wannabe
but
gangsters, right? So it's like
he's insulting fake gangsters.
it's the tone of it, right? It's the tone of it. It all comes back to the tone, in which he's saying it.
Anyways,
So,
I don't think we're gonna reach common ground, but I'm
we
glad
won,
we
Mikey.
Wasn't this? Yeah, wasn't the we won? We won. Look, let me just finish my point. I just want to say, I do think it's offensive, and I think it was messed up of him to say that because, like, he's like super famous. Like he's above. Like he's basically punching down right on the trans community. Like if he said something about white people, like whatever, who cares? That's like, who gives a fuck? White people are like the majority, basically. It doesn't matter. Or if he said something about black people, it's like, okay, that's his own people. I don't care. But it's like when you're talking about trans people, it's like you're punching down. And he has like this fan base of like 12-year-olds, right? He's like validating their beliefs. They're like, you know, because they're probably already transphobic, right? The average J. Cole fan is like 32 Benja, right? So they're already transphobic, and they're going to hear that lyric and be like, "Oh yeah, this is good." J. Cole
I don't
supports
necessarily
transphobia,
think he's
right? And
punching down.
that's the
I
thing.
think
Here, also, no, listen to me. Hold on. That's the thing. It's not about what J. Cole meant. It's about the message that people receive from that lyric. That's the issue, right? And people
well,
aren't
it
going to
doesn't
see the
matter. It
lyric
doesn't
with the
matter
same
what you
nuance.
say. It doesn't matter what you say. It's what people think you said.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't agree with that.
That's true though. It doesn't matter what you say when you're a celebrity. It doesn't matter what you said. It's what other people think you said. Okay, that's part of your job as a celebrity. Either say nothing or say it smart.
I just think in life I don't agree with that sentiment, but that's okay. We are all entitled to our own opinions as humans.
Welcome to the real world.
Venetian.
Welcome to the real world, Ozja. That's how it is.
That's just how it is. That's just well, no, also I mean, I know what you mean. Like us, we like obviously for us that's less true because it's like we're individuals. We're not celebrities. We're just like we don't have that much influence. It doesn't matter as much for people.
For you two, that's not
true.
true.
Be smart about that. What'd you say?
For you two, it's not
with YouTube. With okay, yeah. Well, then be smart, Ozja. Be smart about what you're saying right now because people could interpret you defending J. Cole as being transphobic.
Yeah, I don't want that. Not with you.
For the record, I don't think Allstout is transphobic. Anybody who's listening to this interview and getting that impression, Allstout is not transphobic. He's not like that. He's not phobic of anything.
Thank God.
Thank you, Mikey.
All right,
don't worry about it.
Me and Mikey won. Next question. So, Mikey, you've been around. You joined. When exactly did you join EarthMC? Real quick before this question.
So I joined so my first time ever was like November 1st, 2018. But I played for an hour and then never played again for about a year. And then I think the Toy Cat invasion happened, and I was like, hey, I played that server before. Let me come back to it. And I played for like a week or two in 2019. But then I really, really came back in 2020, I think.
Okay.
Or late 2019.
Yeah.
And I joined Benja, and rest is history.
I've been with you, not with you, but we've been around each other for a while. Like I know you played a lot of Nova, and now you're on Aurora.
Yeah.
And the biggest change is easily Overclaim. So how do you feel about Overclaim on the server? Do you feel like it made the server better or worse or what? Is it too hard right now?
I think it's definitely. I really like it. I like how it's added actual there's now like a constant conflict to EarthMC, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Hoping that scares them, right? Like now it's like your stuff can actually just get fucking stolen from you, right? Like it's even worse than a war plugin. It's more dire than that, which is crazy to me. Even I never even imagined that a system like that could happen on EarthMC, but here we have it. So I like it. I think it still has a long way to go before EarthMC is really fixed in my eyes because we just had 2 years straight of there being no overclaim and people just making these gigantic towns everywhere, and it's just but now that we have this overclaim edge thing, I think that's helpful, and I think eventually we'll probably get something where it's maybe you can claim even within the town, not even inside the edge, although that would probably require some math or something to make sure nobody's making it right next to the home block, something like that. But anyway, no, I think it's a positive change. I think it's wonderful. I think Greed has been doing a wonderful job revitalizing EarthMC and adding all the stuff, and I think you can hear this right now, so thank you, Greed. So yeah, I support it.
He wants to get lunch. He's not currently listening.
Oh well, he'll
probably be watching the episode. He's a big fan of Off the Perc.
Is he? That's wonderful.
Do you watch basketball, Mikey? Do you keep up with the NBA?
Not really. I hear about it all the time, right? So I heard about what was happening with
Caitlin Clark.
Iowa State. Caitlin Clark, yeah, that was funny. That was funny. That was cool. That was cool.
What are your thoughts on Bronny entering the draft? LeBron James' son.
Did he get drafted?
No, he entered the draft. He declared
he entered the draft.
He could pull out, but let's say he doesn't. Do you think he could get drafted? What do you think?
I hope he does. I think although what I've noticed is that when you have these legendary figures like LeBron James, their children never ever make it past them, right? You really can't think of a time when someone did something amazing, and then their kid did even better than them, right? I can think of
the only example I can think of is Del Curry and Steph Curry.
But I don't even know who Del Curry is.
Yeah, he wasn't like a superstar. Del was pretty good, but he was like a role player.
And then I'm thinking of how Plato adopted Socrates, and then Socrates adopted Aristotle. And Aristotle didn't adopt Alexander the Great, but he taught Alexander the Great. So
they didn't but they didn't adopt. What do you mean? I thought they all just taught each other.
No, I think they were like, I think some of them were adopted. I'm not sure if every single one was adopted.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's interesting. I don't know. You know, I'm actually also funny enough, I was thinking of an example also involves Alexander the Great. I know that his father actually united, I think, all of Greece himself.
Greece, yeah.
Yeah, so that's another example. But I guess, you know, that's ancient times, so I guess that doesn't really happen anymore. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I think LeBron has just reached that point where it's like, even if his son is like really good, like, I don't know, you're not gonna make it. And I think part of the reason why that happens, like just in general, is it's just like, you know, you'll have like this person, you'll have people who are like, you know, they grow up struggling, right? They grow up poor or whatever. They have to like really fight to like make it, right? And that just, you know, that type of fight really just teaches you things that you can't learn otherwise. And that's why, you know, usually the kids of these people who end up being successful, who end up going from rags to riches, right? Like they don't end up doing as much because they never had to fight that fight. Even if they're naturally really talented, which I'm sure that Bronny James is being the son of LeBron James, like, you know, he didn't have to fight that fight. You know, I mean, I don't know. LeBron James might have grown up rich, but I'm assuming he came from like the hood. I don't know. That might be racist to me to say.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. Can you delete that part of the podcast? I take that back. I take that back. Where did LeBron James? Because I don't know. That's like LeBron James is just okay. He grew up in Akron, Ohio. He was definitely from like the projects. He's done.
I mean, he was. He had no father, and he was so poor. He lived with his coach, I think.
Really? Well, there you go. I mean, that's another thing. Like basketball. I'm sorry I cut you off. Let me say this. Basketball. Just so people don't think I'm racist. Basketball is usually like really popular, just in like it doesn't even necessarily have to do with race. Like it's just more popular in like lower income areas. I've noticed. Like there's this one school like in my school district that like they used to like 20 years ago they had like a really amazing tennis team because they had all these like, you know, like rich kids, right? But like as the demographics changed, now they have like now their basketball team's really good. And I don't think it has anything to do with race. You know, it's just like the demographics change. Like not why poor people like basketball more, I don't know. I think it's because it's like a really like setting up a basketball court is like so easy, right? Like you don't even have to have a whole court to play basketball. Like
you don't even need
like one hoop. You don't even exactly. You don't even need two hoops. You can just have a hoop in your front, you know, your like front yard. Just practice from there. Whereas with tennis, you only see tennis in like kind of rich areas because you have to have the whole court. You have to have that net, and it's not really a sport that's that popular in general. So it's like you have to have a lot of money going into it for not that much return. Whereas with basketball, it's like, oh, everybody loves basketball. It's a simple sport. It's easy, right? Yeah. So that's probably what it is.
So I wanted to ask now, similar to basketball and tennis, I would say you're the basketball of EarthMC and Benja is like the tennis of EarthMC. How do you feel about Benja after everything's said and done? Do you still like him?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
If
Benja, him in so long.
If you could say one thing right now and Benja's listening, what would you say?
I would say, I don't know. I would just say hello. Because like if Benja like DM'd me, I wouldn't like right now. I wouldn't be like, "Oh fuck you, bro! You ruined my life." I'd just be like, "Oh hi." Like I wouldn't be an asshole to him, like because it was a long time ago, and like I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while. Like for all I know, you guys might be gaslighting me about Benja, you know, manipulating me, right?
The we never said like, that. You say that. No one ever thought that. But what is the
says that.
I don't know any specific details about his like manipulation of you or anything he did to you personally. Do you want to like share the worst thing that Benja did to you? And the best thing.
Let me think. It's really hard to remember. Like I really just all my memories of Nova.
A collection of small things, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, pretty much. Like because every time, like I would constantly. Here's the thing. I've always kind of been the same way I am now, with like being a town hopper. But like Benja kept me in place because I would always want to be like, man, I really want to leave. I really want to go do something else. And he'd be like, I think he would call me. Like, he'd probably do the same things you guys do to me, right? But like worse because it was just one-on-one, and he would use like manipulate. Like all you guys do is like you call me like a retarded town hopper, right? Like that's not really manipulation. That's just you guys like expressing your true belief. But but Benja would be like, man, like we're so close. Where did All Star go?
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Okay. Like he'd be like, I don't know. He'd be like, man, we've been through so much stuff already. Why would you leave now? Like, I don't know. Like, Mikey, we're brothers, blah blah blah, and it'd make me feel really bad. Like he basically guilt tripped me into like staying with him. So that's kind of what it was.
That was messed up of him.
I think it was a little messed up of him to do that.
Okay.
Like,
I get that.
But best thing he ever did for me. So worst thing, I can't really remember anything specific. Best thing he ever did for me. He introduced me to you guys, I guess. So
how heartwarming.
My Wi-Fi died.
That's nice.
Okay, All-Jad's back. His Wi-Fi died. All right, so that concludes what, All-Jad?
What that concludes what?
That concludes the Benja question. I'm saying that just so you have context because
Gotcha. So I want to ask you, who are your least favorite players that you've encountered on your time in EarthMC?
Okay, let me think. Like, I don't know. See, here's the thing. I don't really hold grudges against people.
Right.
So, like if you had asked me like maybe a few months like before I joined Venice, I would have instantly like Thanos, like boom, right then. But like
that was the question I had written down was, what are your thoughts on being with Thanos in the same nation? Do you find it funny or is it cool?
You can talk about that now if you want, or I can here. No, actually, we'll talk about that later. Let me answer this question first. Yeah, I would have said Thanos, but we'll get into that later. Angel right now obviously is probably like my least favorite player, but like, I mean, he's like kind of harmless. Like he's not like, I don't know, he's not smart enough to be like super evil, right? Like for me to really hate someone, he is kind of a pipsqueak. I'm sorry, Angel, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but you did fumble Crimea that hard. Like that was brain dead of you.
I agree.
And yeah, it's really hard for me to hate someone who's like really stupid, because it's like this is why I don't like have anything against Omer, because I know like his opinions on the Armenian genocide.
This is a hot topic.
Yeah. Let's actually, we can label this section the Omer section, because I want to give my opinion on him. Okay, like his opinions on the Armenian genocide are like really messed up, right? And he's totally brainwashed. But he's like he's clearly just so like he's innocent, like it's he acts like a. No, I'm saying I'm almost defending him. Sorry.
Don't talk about the text. Just keep talking.
Okay, so he's just like innocent. Like he doesn't really do anything. Like he's just like he seems like a 12-year-old to me. Like he seems very young. He acts like Jude Bricks.
Wait, Mikey, do you know how old Omer Pasa is?
How old is he?
He's 24.
Is he really?
He really is.
Okay. That doesn't matter. When it comes to online, it doesn't matter how old you are. It matters about how old you act, right? Sorry, Greed, don't be funny. Let me think. Let me think. So Omer, yeah, I'm sorry. Let me just collect my thoughts. It's okay. I know. Okay, he's 24, but
that was a bombshell.
He's 24, but Stop.
Keep going. Just ignore the text. Just like don't even look at it. Like now in my room. Just talk.
Sorry, you can edit the sound. Okay, locked in. All right. Look, Omer. I can't. Okay, shit. I have like a screenshot of what Greed is saying for like context. Like edit that in. But okay. Yeah, no, okay. He just seems harmless, and it's okay. He's harmless. Like
okay, I think we get it. I don't know what else you can really add. He's harmless, and we shouldn't hate him, and we shouldn't hate on people who are ignorant.
Would you say also?
He's harmless, and we shouldn't hate on ignorant people. You don't really hold grudges. You don't really have a least favorite EarthMC player. And that's good. Yeah. I like that you're pushing positivity. Let's continue pushing positivity. And I'll ask you about your favorite EarthMC player.
Favorite EarthMC player.
And if I know you don't like to single people out, so you can name a collective if you want.
Yeah. I can't choose one.
Let's not make it too expensive.
Not too expensive. Okay, I'll narrow it down to like 5. You, Greed, Fritz, obviously. Sometimes Dan. Dan gets on my nerves sometimes.
Okay.
But right now, Dan, you're in the top 5. But like sometimes you go off the perk on me. So like when you were like supporting Angel, so that kind of got me mad. But right now you're in the top 5, and then
so
that's 4 people, isn't
Angel against the insults he faced.
Insults, yeah, because he insulted other people. He came after me first. Like I tried to be friends with him, and he just went off the perk on me, like constantly. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, 5th player. Okay, this is gonna be random. This is
Well, you
tough,
don't have
actually.
to have 5th player. You don't have to have 5. You just have
I
4.
could leave it there. Okay, that's my top 4.
Gotcha.
I bet Luis is probably watching this. He's like, why wasn't I the 5th player? Well, Luis, if you're watching this, it's because I've known you for like 2 months. So, that's the thing. I need to like
You
know
haven't
someone
known
for a
Dan for
while
very long either. You haven't like.
That's true, actually. Yeah, sorry, Dan, you're off the list. You're done.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I've kind of no. I have kind of. I've known about you. Like I used to know about you. And I thought you were really cool. Like I knew you win like 32 gold, and you were like a socialist. And I was like, oh, this guy's cool. This guy's nice. He's like Greed. But then I actually met you. Actually, my opinion of you has actually gone down since I met you in Venice. So
we were together. We were going to be together in Germany on Nova, and then I went inactive like immediately. Remember? You, me, Benja.
I remember. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows what could have been?
So Benja's not in your favorite players list.
I haven't talked to him in a long time. I don't know. He might like. I don't know. Stop, Greed.
Okay, Jamie is like going off right now in chat.
Jamie's going off in the back right now. He needs to shut the F up. But he's okay. Benja, maybe he should be on that list just because of the influence that Benja's had on me. And I mean, we were close and we shared a lot of brotherhood, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'd have to like read over all of our DMs to really just understand how I feel about him. Because like I said, I don't have grudges, right? So like, I don't even remember. I just don't remember.
I'm gonna have to go in real life pretty soon, so I want to get a couple rapid fire questions out the way.
Okay, sure.
Get away down.
All right, make me these quick answers. Go ahead, Aljad.
Okay.
Well, I just want to let Mikey know what he thinks about his favorite town that he's been in. Take it away, Dan.
What? You just asked a question. You just asked me a question. You told me to take it away. I'm not getting it.
I don't know what the hell is going on right now.
What town do you think you put the most effort in?
Okay, that's easy. Obviously, Angoulême. That was like, so Angoulême was a town I held in France. On Terra Nova. I think it reached like 120 chunks at its height. Not that many, I know, but I also never mined or anything like that. I would just vote. So it reached like 120 chunks, and yeah, I really liked it. I made a lot of friends. I recruited a lot of active people. It's like a greed 940. No, seriously, that's like a greed like 2000. Like 120 chunks is like unimaginable to me nowadays. Although I also had Milan. Milan was good too.
Greed approved. He approved the suggestion in the EarthMC Discord where towns will no longer have a cap, so they can expand infinitely. Of course, they still have to deal with the overclaim. How do you feel about that? Like Venice could become 1,000 chunks, 2,000, but still gotta have the residents.
I think that's fine. Like if nobody's there to claim that land, like it doesn't really matter. You know what though? Maybe you should add they should have a feature where overclaiming chunks of towns that are over 940 or something like that, or over some like ridiculous number is actually cheaper than claiming normal chunks, and then that makes you a target for like going over the limit. So, just a thought.
How do you feel about a possible war plugin coming to EarthMC? Do you think it'll be handled right? Do you think there should be one?
Should I? Well, there definitely should be one. The concept I've heard for it, which is where it's basically like a map painting plugin where you're not really doing anything. You're not really taking the town. Like it just kind of becomes occupied. Green stops. Okay.
Keep going.
So yeah, I'm not super happy with the plugin we have, or that's gonna happen. That's gonna be implemented. But with Overclaim, it's not really that big of a deal. So, it kind of solves the remaining problems. So I think it's good. I think I'm happy with it.
You know
Yeah,
how 32 Luis followed you on Instagram, Mikey?
Yeah, and then I lost Greed and Fritz, yeah.
Would you dox 32 Luis's Instagram, which doesn't have his face or any personal information on it, for $100?
$100.
would he get banned from EarthMC for $100?
I would probably, if I had the opportunity,
Why would he
I
get
would,
banned?
ask
There's no
him.
personal information on it.
You said docs. What do you mean? Why would
No,
he get banned?
just reveal, post it in like a screenshot of his Instagram, which has no pictures on it, just 32 Luis.
Okay,
Would you
obviously, so I would
Without
ask, I would ask Luis first. I'd be like, Luis,
No,
can I do this?
No, you just have to do it out the
Yeah.
blue.
I just have to do it out of the blue. Okay, that's what I thought. For $100,
I don't think
let
you
me
can
look
get
at his
banned for
Instagram
that.
right now.
There's
Let me
nothing
look at
there.
his Instagram right
Don't waste
now.
time on his Instagram. Just take what I give you.
He has he follows people, I guess. These are his real life friends. Like this guy right here. I can't say their names.
I'm putting up a
I do
picture of
think
this guy on the screen right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd probably do it. He really has nothing on here at all. So
What about mine?
what Greed said. Greed just said I'd do it, and I would give Luis 50. I think I would actually give Luis 25 because he didn't really do anything. So, and also because he calls me a retarded moron constantly. So
Who does? Who says that?
Luis is so mean. He actually has anger issues.
14. So.
He is, which is why it doesn't bother me that much. But it's bro, why you
Yeah, he's going down
to learn to respect his elders. He is going down. I feel like Luis, he's either gonna become like Greed or he's gonna become like me and Fritz. So he's either gonna become a genius and the ultimate EarthMC statesman, or he's just become a schizo boomer who hates everyone and does nothing and contributes nothing. So we'll see. Not that Fritz contributes nothing. He was a good recruiter back in the day, but now he's kind of just off the perk constantly.
He is.
So I don't know.
Gotta recruit more. If you hear this, Fritz, please.
Mikey, what about my Instagram for $500?
For $100?
And I think you would get banned because.
No, I would 100% get banned for 100. No. I wouldn't do that. Not for any amount of money. Let me think.
But you would dox other people for free. Interesting.
Okay, shut the fuck up out. Okay, let me think, Alstad.
You just said no.
I thought you said 500. Let me just say this. Okay, if someone said 500, because I thought you said $500.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, $500
That
for
is
your
what I
Instagram.
said.
Okay, $500 for Instagram. I would think about because in that case I would probably try to give you half of it or most of it.
But you wouldn't be able to. What if I'm no, I didn't want you to do this.
Speak, all shots.
No, I would think about it. I think would Alstad want me to do this? And I don't know.
Fuck these Instagram questions. This is stupid. Next question, Alshad.
Well, I gotta go. So
Yeah, he has to leave.
I think that's about it. I think we've taken a deep dive into the mind of Mikey, what makes him tick. And I think to the people who didn't know Mikey, I think they've definitely, they've taken a look at how he sees the world, and they've taken a couple steps in his shoes. They keep on walking, as Mikey would say frequently.
Thick ladies, please message me.
You said thick ladies?
Yeah.
How fat?
How thick are we talking?
Yeah, fat.
Thick.
All right, as long as they're not fat. No fat women summer 2024. You can quote me on that. I don't speak for ODPP, I speak for myself here. Because I know Alja likes them fat.
Well, he is from Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Dan, what do you have to say to the people who have watched this far into episode 8 of Off the Perk?
I'm so glad for our consistent viewer base. You guys really help us, you motivate us to keep doing what we love. And we love doing this, Should we talk about the recent contract we signed, Daljad?
Yeah, we have.
That motivates us even more because that contract we signed, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I check on my phone. I check the messages from Alja to see if it's real. I'm like, holy shit, we're really making it out here. Right, Alja?
What contract? What are you guys talking about?
We have signed a contract with TBI. We're getting 70 gold an episode.
70 gold?
We're rich
By the
now.
time this episode comes out, this contract's already been pre-existing. We signed this right after episode 5. The Corrupted Greed episode was really like the gateway into the
Wait,
financial
is
world.
the interview over? Is it still being recorded?
It is still being recorded, Mikey. A little bit of a long-winded outro, but we just love the podcast that much. But
yeah, this podcast is great.
all
Also,
things you love do
Skylar,
come to an end.
if you're watching this, hello. And hello to everybody who's watching it, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.